any known beings from another planet is known as Monka. We believe you will find this talk interesting, informative, and thought-provoking. It is an honor to present at this time Monka.
Greetings in the light of our radiant one. I am Monka. At this time, I shall conduct you on a tour of our solar system, as if all of you were present aboard one of our craft. We leave your planet's surface, and our craft gradually spirals inward towards the light of this system, the sun. The first object which draws our interest is the planet known to your peoples as Mercury. As we draw closer to this one, we notice the great contrast between light and darkness. We view its rotation, burningly hot on one side and bitterly cold on the other. This planet, my brothers, we use as an observation and experimental station. Due to its close proximity to our sun, it proves most valuable. There is no native life on this planet. The only life exhibited is from our people's installations and bases. Much knowledge of benefit to mankind has come from this one. Now, having observed its barrenness, we progress outward, and that which lies before us is indeed a beautiful sight. The planet spoken of in your mythology, the goddess of love. And truly, the sight of this one, wrapped in its dazzling gown of white clouds, is one of great beauty. I speak now of Venus. The sun's rays dance brilliantly off these clouds, imparting an aura of great loveliness. These clouds, artificially maintained, help create a greenhouse effect on this planet's surface. And as we descend, we pass through a tremendous ocean of ionizing force. Now, beneath these clouds, which do not completely shield the sun's rays from this one's surface, we behold a planet of regal majesty, almost as beautiful as your Earth. Here lies a great race of people, We see great and mighty cities, oceans vast, color rampant everywhere, and a feeling of warmth and gaiety. Indeed, these people are highly regarded throughout this and many other solar systems. Feeling that expression known as love, vibrating in the very air about us. We note that even your music speaks of these things, as well as compassion, of great joys and sorrows, of feelings unnumbered in their subtlety, of the emotions of these people, filling the very air about us. This planet, my brothers, represents an evolution only a few thousand years in advance of your own. This life is native to this one, and besides yourselves, is the youngest in this solar system. Now let us leave this one and proceed to one perhaps more familiar to you, your own planet, the green emerald of the solar system, the Earth. This is a most inspiring sight. Your planet, my brothers, is one which has contributed much to its neighbors. But since we are speaking of other things at the moment, let us move on. And proceeding outwards, we see that bright red gleam in your evening skies. That planet known to your astronomers as Mars. Unfortunately, due to your mythology, with terms of violence associated, which is quite untrue. The only violence on this, my planet, is in our struggle against the elements. Now, as we glide in close to this one, we find evidence that indicates that man has been on this one for a considerable length of time. Here we see the remains of great civilizations along the silent lengths of the canals. But the planet is not dead, as we note that a great deal of activity is centered in certain places, and that huge shafts lead into this planet's interior. For you see, people of Earth, most of our living area and industry is underground. As our craft circles this one, we see evidences of great activity. Our instruments record the presence of vast industrial progress. Here we discover that most of the spacecraft used by the Confederation in this sector of space is manufactured. Here the civilization represents a picture of great antiquity, but the very nature of the planet's appearance indicates a type of vitality, a drive that suggests monumental effort and the spark that has created a people and a race that survives. On our left, we see high mountain chains, purple plateaus, crimson deserts, and at the poles as our craft approaches, a lovely green area where a city of scintillating splendor greets our eyes. Mars is far from the usual decay, thought to be a partner of great age, as our eyes record. Since this is my planet, I thought it in order to explain these things. Now let us leave this one and spiral outwards again. And lo, what do we behold but a swirling dervish, a ring of tiny fragments, that known to you as the asteroid belt, the remains of a planet. These remnants whirl around my planet, and that one from which life sprang in this system. We look closer now, and behold, the mightiest of all the planets in this solar system, the one known as Jupiter. Truly, this is a singular sight to gaze upon, with its many moons circling about it. Those that were created, and those natural from the point of creation. We look down on size that begins to dim one's comprehension of size. We see huge cloud flotillas, mighty land masses, tremendous oceans, and the oldest civilization prevalent in this solar system. Here reside those beings which overlook man's affairs in this sector of space. This is truly the birthplace of life upon our planet. Gaze with wonder and awe. Look upon the majesty of this, the home and cradle of man in this solar system. For here we see, and here dwells, those mighty beings of the Adamic race. The shimmering haze about this one blinds your telescopes to the realities present. For the effects of light, distorted by this one's glowing field of force, hides the truth from the eyes of man upon your planet. For we find that the air is light and balmy. It is vibrant. For we see an atmosphere golden in color, and great beings native to this one whose skin is of golden radiance. Beings fair-haired and majestic. We also see here a civilization that exists partly between the physical and the etheric. Whenever we are close to this one, our very beings leap in recognition, and we send our thoughts of love and gratitude. Let us now proceed again outwards, and we approach the planet known to you as Saturn, the law guardian for this system. Here are found the courts of equality. Here again, your music describes compassion and understanding, the necessary ingredients of true guardianship. In the hours of daylight, brief as they are, the sun's rays glance off the tall marble structures. We see halls. We see pavilions. Everywhere about us, the architecture seems to stand symbolic. Symbolic of these ones' administration of the great radiance. Here also we find a native race whose very essence is a life of balance and harmony, brought about by the understanding of the great laws of cause and effect. Now, as we gradually spiral upwards again in our craft, we see their moons, their areas of recreation, set as they are amid the halo of shimmering light provided by their force fields, described as they are by your people as rings. We are afforded a vista of truly enchanting splendor, horizons vast beyond comprehension, open vistas to our eyes. For we watch as this one whirls through the brief hours of daylight and dusk. And now, as we move on and spiral out, we come next to a lovely sight, the planet known to you as Neptune, the bearded one with his trident. We see here, my brothers, a planet whose atmosphere glows with an electric blue color. we see evidence as we circle closer. But here, evolution traversing along a different route has progressed through the physical, and all life exists as etheric. We find a native race existing in the shadowy outlines of coruscating light, and they welcome our presence. A feeling of great joy pervades our bodies as these ones unleash wave on wave of welcome. As we pause our craft and hover, we see wave after wave of color greet our eyes. For there is little to see upon this one's surface, lovely as it is. For all life seems to abound in the very air itself. Great shadowy outlines of these ones drift upon the currents of the air itself, from one place to another. The clouds about us shape and reshape in formations resembling truly cathedrals in the sky, as these ones direct their thoughts to the molding of matter itself. We sense their elation as beside our craft a shape begins to materialize, and the thought invades our minds that this is a gift, an appreciation of our visit. Below us, there forms from thought alone a replica of your earth, conceived by these great minds, rotating slowly on its axis, bathed in the rich emerald colors known throughout the galaxy. Visitors from many regions stop here to see the greatest works of mental art exhibited. And to these people, this art is their export, their gift to man, scattered as he is along the galactic lens. For these ones provide beauty as their talent. Let us hope, my brothers, that soon you shall witness these things for yourselves. Let us move on now, though, and examine the next site. For we see the planet known as Uranus. Here, our eyes tell us, is not a cold, frigid, desolate waste, but a certain warmth. No cold is encountered as we descend and see a lovely land of rolling meadows and softly flowing forests. There is very little water on this planet, but the rich clouds above us do assure an adequate supply for the lush vegetation present below on the surface. Here also is a native race, wise with experience, controlling their ionosphere to produce this garden spot at the near edge of the solar system. Now, as we continue gliding along, we see the tiniest of coves, little bays and inlets along the coast of the only ocean present. Here also we come upon the Uranians, a race noted for their powers of observation, a race that provides trained navigators for the space fleets of many galaxies. Strange, is it not, that these people are so noted? These men prowl the uttermost reaches of that known as universe, always providing that unerring sense that is theirs, and leaving behind a planet that is one of the most pleasant recreational areas in this solar system. For Uranus is noted as a garden spot, a place where one can come to shed everyday problems of life temporarily and enjoy the warm contentment of the mighty forests and plains. Many of our people come here to spend time such as many of your people engage in similar outdoor activities. Here, the dreamlike quality of the air itself seems possessed of healing qualities, and the scattered cities provide one with the sense of quiet often needed. Some of the great institutions of learning also exist here. But now, let us move out again and view the remaining planet left, the one you know as Pluto. The dazzling white glare of this one can be seen from a great distance and would seem to indicate the presence of perhaps a frigid world. But again, our eyes are deceived, for as we spiral inwards, we notice that no frozen wastes greet our eyes, but instead mighty rolling dunes of bleached white sand. For, my brothers, Pluto is an arid desert world. No native life is in evidence. But as we swing around this one's equator, we do notice the presence of man, and on a gigantic scale. For here are the great spaceports, the trade centers, the planet that is the hub of trade relations throughout this section of the galaxy. The presence of large shelters, mammoth loading areas, huge ramps and expressways come into sight as we glide along, and activity vast beyond belief. We see the spacecraft from 100 different suns,